Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Coming up in today's show, find out how one student on campus is challenging gender stereotypes by playing the sport she loves.
And we'll also get a sneak peek of tomorrow's dip contest through an interview with Coach Kane. Good morning, Wildcats. I'm Avery Schrader.
And I'm Caden Struley. Welcome to Wednesday, Wildcats. Today is October 28th, 2015, and you're watching West Ranch TV. Recently, retailers have been doing away with gender labels.
Now, if you're shopping for a kid's Halloween costume in Target or on Amazon, you won't see the choices divided between girls and boys.
To avoid assigning certain costumes to either girls or boys, stores are now simply labeling the costumes as being for kids.
Stores are getting rid of these labels for toys, too. People are just letting kids be kids rather than restricting them and their choices.
This Halloween, we'll be seeing all types of kids and a variety of costumes. To see your peers in their costumes, don't forget to attend the annual Halloween costume contest at lunch in the outdoor amphitheater. There will be prizes given to costumes under different categories. These include the funniest costume, most creative, cutest, and best costume overall. Make sure to come out and cheer on your fellow classmates. Gender stereotypes have been a hot topic recently. My co-anchor Avery had the opportunity to focus on a student here at West Ranch who has also been breaking gender stereotypes to do what she loves.
When you think of little girls, your mind probably turns to dresses or tea parties. But Ava Klein, from the moment she could walk, never worried about what society expected of her.
Growing up, I was never really like a stereotypical little girl. Like, I didn't like pink or purple. I didn't, let my mom dress me in girls' clothes.
She actually had a little girl ask her one time, she said, "Why do you wear boys' clothes?" And Ava said, "Because I like to."
But how would her mother react to Ava's decision that could alter her entire life?
And we were watching the football team practice, and one of the coaches was just yelling at one of his players, just full on screaming at him. And I looked at my mom and I was like, "Mom, I want to play football."
When she told me, I was like, "Oh, that's great." But inside I was like, "Oh no." I was really concerned how she was going to be perceived.
I think at first, the boys I was playing with, they were, just kind of like, "Oh, what's this girl doing here?" But eventually I did earn their respect because I did play really hard.
At first they were a little afraid to tackle her, and the coaches said, "You're not doing her any favors by not tackling her. She won't be ready on game day." So then they whispered to Ava on the side, they said, "Hit him really hard," because then he'll step up and he'll realize, "Oh, okay, you have to stop worrying about her being a girl. She's one of your teammates."
If tackle football wasn't enough, Ava then decided to play on an all-boys rugby team.
She came to me and then said, "I want to play rugby," and I'm like, "Of course you do."
I just love it because it's really fast-paced and everyone gets their hands on the ball, and my teammates are awesome, and it's just a great sport.
It's really good to see a little girl being able to be herself and not to have gender stereotypes placed on her, whether it be clothing or sports.
And not all parents let their kids, play the sports they want, so I really appreciate my parents letting me do that.
And now, Ava is being recruited by colleges all across the country to play rugby.
There's nothing wrong with girls, who are prissy or like pink and purple, but that's just not who I am, and I'm not gonna let those stereotypes get in the way of who I am and what I want to become.
Wow, Ava's story is just so inspirational.
Yeah, I really hope that it motivates other girls to pursue what they love as well. Sophomores and juniors, we still have class shirts available in the ASB office. Come by and pick one up for free. And for freshmen, the class of 2019 is having a fundraiser at Wood Ranch tonight from 4 to 10. Also, for any NHS members looking for hours, there's a volunteer opportunity Friday at the Oak Hills Fall Festival from 5 to 9 p.m. Sign up today in room 501 at either brunch or lunch. There are a wide variety of clubs meeting today at brunch. Heat will meet in room 536. West Ranch Civics Club will hold their first meeting today at lunch, along with TBT Christian Club, FIDM, and Wildcats Against Cancer. Guest speakers will be at the Liberty North Korea meeting at lunch in room 542 today, and everyone is invited to attend. SCORE will be meeting to taste test goods for their upcoming bake sale, so make sure to swing by. Another fun club on campus is Movie Club. We have a member of this club here in the studio to tell us what they're all about.
Thanks, Avery. That's right. I'm here with Josh Davis, Vice President of our very own Movie Club here on campus. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
Now, for those of us who don't know, what is your club about?
We're very film appreciation oriented, so every week we like to have a essential question while the movie's playing, and we'll have a 2 to 3 paragraph response, and then we'll share. It's a real intellectual enhancement.
And of course, other than appreciating these great films,
Yeah.
what does your club hope to accomplish?
Just a place to go. We don't really have a motive behind our thing, and we like just to create an environment where people can come down and just watch movies.
And if they want to come down and enjoy this great environment, when and where would they do that?
Friday at lunch in room 508.
All right, Cats, you heard it here. Friday at lunch, they will be meeting this week as every week. Let's take it back to you, Avery.
Thanks, Connor. Also, everyone, there are only 2 days left in Socktober. Be sure to donate socks to room 534 to help the homeless during this cold and wet winter. And speaking of socks, Active will be on campus this Friday selling Active socks at brunch and lunch for only $7.
$7 is a definite bargain, but how does a $1,000 scholarship eligible for 9th through 11th graders sound? Don't believe me? Well, then check out the Carson Scholarship. Students must have a 3.7 GPA in their most current report card, display strong humanitarian qualities, and participate in community service around and beyond what is required in school. If this sounds like you, see Mrs. Woolridge if you're interested in being nominated. If you are feeling lucky, then come out and compete in the pull-up contest today in the quad at brunch. The event is hosted by the Marine Corps and will be handing out prizes to the participants. For more athletics, Riley is live in the studio with all of your sports news.
Thanks, Caden. Did you know that Dive is a part of the swim team? If you are interested in diving, dive tryouts are tomorrow from 2:20 to 3:50 and next Wednesday from 1 to 2:30. These tryouts will take place at the Santa Clarita Aquatic Center. In other news, tomorrow girls volleyball will verse Saugus at the Ranch, freshmen at 4, JV at 4:30, and varsity at 5:30. Also, freshman football will play Golden Valley at the Ranch tomorrow at 3. Make sure to come support all your Wildcat sports. I'm now here with Coach Kane to talk about the dip contest. Thank you so much for coming by.
Hey, pleasure to be here.
So how did the dip contest first start?
Well, we were doing all kinds of different contests during school, pull-up contest, arm wrestling contest. So we were trying to decide of a new contest to do, and I'm a big fan of Petros, who's on the radio, great radio personality, and he talks about dips. So I said, hey, let's do a dip contest. So I emailed Petros to see if he'd come out and MC it, and he's been here ever since. This is the 5th year now.
Great. So how do people that want to participate sign up?
No sign up necessary, just girls or guys. When the dip bar is out there and Petros says, let's do it, come on up and feel free to get in the contest.
Now, how do you actually perform a perfect dip?
Petros will talk a lot about that tomorrow. It's all about the proper depth.
All right, Cats, make sure to participate in the dip contest tomorrow at the beginning of brunch. That's all for us. Now let's take it back to the host.
Thank you, Riley. Active will be in the studio later this week to talk about their sock sales, so make sure to tune in.
That's all for us today.
Thanks for watching, Cats.